A Pittsburgh-based consulting group called Fourth Economy is providing a key tool to help 100 cities worldwide prepare for the worst. Shocks like hurricanes, fires and floods, and stresses such as water shortages, homelessness, and unemployment. And yes, one of those 100 cities is Pittsburgh itself. Fourth Economy has signed on as a platform partner to provide a community and economic development assessment as part of the 100 Resilient Cities pioneered by the Rockefeller Foundation. The initiative is borrowing from Pittsburgh's example and helping all the cities learn from one another. Chelsea Burkett is Director of Sustainable Communities for Fourth Economy. Rich Overmoyer is President and CEO. And welcome. Good to have you both here.
Thanks Bill.
For having us.
Hey, Rich, I'll start with you. For folks who don't know Fourth Economy, what is it exactly that you all do?
Sure. Fourth Economy is a unique company. We're a community and economic development consulting company. We're based here in Pittsburgh, but we work all over the country. Our main focus of our work is really helping change agents that are trying to make their communities better, trying to make their economy stronger, and trying to even make their organizations have a better impact in their communities.
Okay, so a lot of community clients then, obviously.
Absolutely,
that's
throughout the country.
Bread and butter of what you guys do. And a little bit of background then on the whole Resilient Cities thing. I get a little bit of a thumbnail there, but this is a big initiative of the Rockefeller Foundation.
Sure,
right?
yes it is. They're on their third cohort of cities working across the globe to address resilience. And as you said, resilience really refers to the ability of these cities to withstand what they call acute shocks, which is something maybe like a hurricane, as you said, or chronic stresses, which is something like long-term unemployment, for example. And so the theory of resilience is that communities need to be able not only to withstand those, to then be able to adapt and grow after experiencing them. And so Rockefeller Foundation pioneered this initiative, 100 Resilient Cities, and what they're doing is providing cities with a chief resiliency officer to help manage the resilience efforts in that city. And they're providing them with technical expertise and funding as well to develop resilience strategies based on their own unique needs and opportunities. And then bringing in technical advisors, consulting firms, service providers to actually help them develop and implement those strategies.
And so that's where Fourth Economy comes in, I would think, as one of those providers, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Our role with the communities is really going to help them. A lot of the communities that are part of the program have a lot of different planning activities that have already gone on. And so there's a lot of information out there. And it's easy to plan. It's a lot more difficult, as you know, to execute. And so our role is really going to be come in, take a look at all those plans, bring the community together around really identifying what are the tangible actions that they need to take to start implementing a resiliency strategy.
So 100 communities is a lot of communities, and they're all over the world. So how's this going to work from a practical standpoint?
Yeah, I did say the United States. So we're a small firm. We're a firm of 10 folks based here in Pittsburgh, and so we really try to focus just on the United States to start out with. And really what we've agreed to is providing that service offering to start with to 2 communities around the country per year. Okay. It's a 5-year engagement that we have initially set up, and we'll see how it goes and evaluate it as it goes along.
Are these cities already well on their way to resiliency, or are they cities that are starting from scratch? How do they become one of the 100?
There's cities that started 3 years ago who've sort of already gone through a planning process, created a strategy, and it may be that we work with those communities more on figuring out how to implement some of those strategies. Right. Other communities are just getting started as participating in that, and so in that case maybe it is a little bit more on the planning side, as Rich said, helping them sort through what plans already exist and prioritize and bring an economic development lens to that.
And we mentioned Pittsburgh is one of these. So where is Pittsburgh? Where is our region on this spectrum of achieving resiliency?
Well, I think in terms of the planning process, towards the end of last year, they were kind of wrapping up sort of the community activity and part of the plan. Many people on our team have actually been volunteers as part of that effort, participating in that effort. They're looking into the new year. It's going to be the year of resiliency from what I hear for the city. And so the next year is going to be really starting the implementation process. I think the city has identified some issues. I mean, in terms of certainly if you look at stresses around weather-related activities that could happen here, as well as sort of some of the issues around our aging infrastructure is certainly something. And then on the other side is sort of some of the acute things. I mean, we do have issues around equity within the community that really haven't been addressed. And so those are the kinds of things that they're looking at is trying to figure out how do we create an agenda, an implementation agenda to look at those issues.
And Chelsea, is the hope here that the cities will sort of share? I mean, imagine in some cases Pittsburgh's a best practice, and there's things people can learn from us, but there's probably, as you just said, plenty we can learn. Right?
Yeah, it's actually a funny story. So we just joined as a platform partner, and the 100 Resilient Cities brings all the platform partners together on a monthly basis to learn about what is happening in other communities. And our very first call, the best practice example that they were giving was from the Pittsburgh work.
Cool.
Yeah, so other places are definitely learning from us, and that example was around the work that's being done on green infrastructure to address the stormwater.
Well, exciting.
concerns.
So, would love to have Pittsburgh, our region, always part of a global conversation.
Absolutely.
And be recognized with a prestigious group of communities like this. And congrats to Fourth Economy. What a coup for you all to be selected as well.
Thank you.
Platform partners, Chelsea Burkett, Rich Overmore. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Good luck as it moves forward. Yeah.
Thank you.
Next up, new retirement plan rules that every employer needs to know about and every employee should be paying attention to as well. Stay with us.